something just happened in Bitcoin that shouldn't be possible in a liquid market. Supply isn't just tightening, it's getting pulled off the market. And when this happens, price doesn't move the way most people expect. It reprices violently because now buyers aren't choosing when to enter. They're competing for what's left. Let me show you. Conviction buyers just absorbed 1.47 million Bitcoin in Q1 alone. That's a 69% surge. You heard? And coins moving into hands that don't sell, not trading, removal, permanent. Long-term hodlers, institutions, balance sheets that aren't giving it back. This is where people still think this is trading. It's not. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. You can see it right here as reported by ARK Invest, a 69% increase in long-term hodler conviction just in the first quarter, bouncing from 2.13 million Bitcoin and now 3.6 million. And Saylor just posted this. MSTR has generated 63,410 of Bitcoin gain year to date. That's $5.1 billion and now holds 3.9% of the entire Bitcoin network. And Saylor just said the end game is driving Bitcoin at 10 million per coin and building a $200 trillion network. If supply is being pulled off the market at scale and new capital keeps arriving, price doesn't drift. It snaps. Not 200,000, not 500,000, $10 million per coin. This is what most people are still missing. This isn't a supply story anymore. It's a pressure story because capital doesn't sit still. It moves. And when the system it's in is unstable, it looks for something that isn't. That's where Bitcoin comes in. A fixed supply asset in a world of infinite money printing. And that mismatch is starting to matter because in Q1 alone, conviction buyers didn't just accumulate, they outpaced the new supply by multiples. 450 Bitcoin are mined per day, but thousands are being removed daily. Every single day that gap widens. The gap is where the system snaps because the capital Bitcoin is starting to tap into is massive. Check out these pools of capital. Gold, 36 trillion. Real estate, 393 trillion. Sovereign bonds, 133 trillion. And global equities, 127 trillion. Bitcoin doesn't need all of that. It only needs a fraction, even a 1% shift from those pools into a fixed supply asset creates a level of demand the market has never seen before. And that's the part people underestimate. This isn't about more buyers. It's about bigger buyers with deeper pockets, moving larger amounts into a system that can't expand to meet them. The infrastructure is already live. The largest capital allocators in the world are now directly connected to Bitcoin, obviously including the largest Bitcoin ETF, IBIT from BlackRock, and also now even Vanguard, who's the largest shareholder of Strategy. They're not experimenting, they're allocating. And at the same time, corporations are stepping in. Over 1.24 million Bitcoin is now held by just 100 public companies. That's 100 entities controlling over a million BTC. And the concentration is even more extreme at the top. Strategy currently has 818,334 Bitcoin and still buying aggressively. While most people are still deciding, is it too late? Then we got 21, Metaplanet, Marathon, and BSTR, all accumulating, all holding. This isn't the retail. This is corporate balance sheets absorbing supply and not giving it back because they understand what most people don't. This isn't a cycle. It's a structural shift, and it's accelerating. Even the daily flows are starting to reflect that. Hundreds of millions of dollars are moving into Bitcoin through the ETFs, not as speculation, but as an allocation. That's a completely different dynamic because speculation sells, allocation holds, and when that happens, liquidity starts to disappear. Not all at once, but steadily, quietly, systematically until one day it's obvious. And by then, it's already too late because Bitcoin doesn't need everyone to buy. It only needs enough capital to overwhelm what little supply is actually available. And once that threshold is crossed, the price doesn't climb. It jumps because there's no inventory to meet the demand. That's how markets break, not from panic, from imbalance, supply versus demand, stock to flow. And right now, that imbalance is accelerating. Supply is being locked away. Demand is being forced in at scale. The system has no way to slow it down because when money can be printed without limit, it has to flow somewhere that can't be printed. That's Bitcoin. And that's why this move isn't optional. It's not a choice because once this flips, there is no second chance. You either have Bitcoin or you're trying to get it from someone who doesn't need to sell. And if this sounds extreme, good, because what you just heard is the calm version. The numbers are even louder, the flows are clearer, and the reality is it's even more aggressive than that. Let me show you what's actually happening under the surface. Also, as of today, strategy to hold their Q1 2026 earnings call with their Bitcoin holdings rising from 555,000 to 818,000 BTC. 1.2 million Bitcoin held by just 100 public companies. The top 5 are strategy, pole position. Then we got 21, where Jack Mallers is the CEO at 43,000. Metaplanet, which only had 4,000 Bitcoin 12 months ago, currently has over 40,000. Marathon, 38,000, and BSTR already over 30,000 BTC, and this is not retail, and that's why the 4-year cycle is dead. All the previous cycles were driven by the retail. This time it's the institutions, it's the sovereigns, and it's the corporations.